Halve a quarter note and something grows on its stem, a small curved flag. That flag is the entire difference between a quarter note and an eighth note. Halve it once more and a second flag appears. Those two shapes, one flag and two flags, carry most of the rhythmic detail you will ever see in written music. Quarter, eighth, 16th. That is the story of this episode. The previous episode gave you whole notes, half notes, and quarter notes. Those three values live at the slower end of the hierarchy. Now the hierarchy goes faster, 2 more levels, each half the size of the one above, each marked by one extra flag on the stem. A whole note fills 4 beats. A half note fills 2. A quarter note fills 1. An eighth note fills half a beat. A 16th note fills a quarter of a beat. The pattern is exact, divide by 2 at every step. An eighth note looks almost identical to a quarter note. Same filled oval, same stem. The only addition is one flag curling away from the top of the stem. Because it lasts half as long as a quarter note, 2 eighth notes occupy exactly the same time as a single quarter note. Put 4 eighth notes in a 4/4 bar and you have used up 2 beats, leaving room for 2 more beats of something else. On the staff you can see this clearly, 2 eighth notes side by side, each with its own flag, fit neatly into the space one quarter note would take. Think of the quarter note as one footstep. The eighth note splits that step into 2 quick taps. Same distance, twice the action. That physical doubling is worth sitting with until it feels obvious, because the same logic repeats at every level down. The click underneath is constant. The flag is a reliable signal, one flag always means eighth note, and 2 eighth notes always equal one quarter note. No exceptions, no special cases, just that one rule. Now here is where notation does something clever. When 2 or more eighth notes appear in a row, their individual flags get joined into a single horizontal beam across the tops of the stems. The beam is nothing more than a visual shortcut, one flag drawn once for the whole group instead of once per note. Play for flagged eighth notes and then play 4 beamed eighth notes and the sound is the same. The beam just makes the page easier to read at a glance, because the group stays visually together and your eye skips the flag counting. You will see beamed pairs constantly, so recognizing that a beam equals joined flags is the first habit to build. The grouping choice is determined by the beat. In 4/4 time, notation groups eighth notes by the beat, pairs of 2, sometimes for across a full beat, and the beam does not cross a bar line. That grouping convention is the reason beams are so useful, they silently announce the beat to your eye before your brain starts counting. A beamed group of 2 eighth notes means 2 notes sharing exactly 1 beat. A beamed group of 4 eighth notes means 4 notes sharing exactly 2 beats. Add one more flag to an eighth note and you get a 16th note. 2 flags on the stem, or in a group, 2 parallel beams. A 16th note lasts a quarter of a beat, so 4 16th notes fill exactly 1 beat. In a 4/4 bar you can pack 16 16th notes. On the staff the 2 beams are unmistakable, a beamed group of 4 16th notes looks like a little raft with 2 planks across the top. The note shapes also clarify quickly. A single stem with 2 flags curling from the top is an isolated 16th, a group connected by 2 horizontal lines is the same duration, beamed together. Either way the note lasts a quarter of a beat and 4 of them fill 1 beat. The jump from quarter to 16th is a ratio of 4 to 1, for every single quarter note beat you have room for 16th notes. At a moderate tempo that is still a lot of notes, which is why 16ths give melody its detail and decoration. Listen, for 16th notes fill the same time as 1 quarter note. Put all 5 note values side by side in a single bar and the hierarchy becomes completely visible. 1 whole note takes the entire bar. Cut that into 2 half notes. Cut each half note into 2 quarter notes. Cut each quarter note into 2 eighth notes. Cut each eighth into 2 16ths. Every row of that table is a doubling of density, 1 note becomes 2, 2 become 4, 4 become 8, 8 becomes 16. The time from the bar line to the next bar line stays fixed. Only the number of notes inside it changes. This is the one principle behind all written rhythm. Once you can see it in a single bar, any combination of these values on the page is just a specific selection from that table. A quarter note and 2/8 notes fill 2 beats together. For sixteenths and 1/4 fill 2 beats together. The values are interchangeable as long as their durations add up to the same total. To count eighth notes aloud, say the beat number and add the word and on the offbeat, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Each syllable lands on 1/8 note. For sixteenth notes add 2 more syllables inside each beat, 1 E and R, 2 E and R, 3 E and R, 4 E and R. Count along with the click below as you read, 1 E and R, 2 E and R, 3 E and R, 4 E and R. You will notice that 1 and R fall on the same positions as the eighth note count. The E syllables are the new in-between points. Lining up the spoken syllables with the notes on the page is the fastest route to reading rhythm accurately. The count is not decoration, it is the scaffold. Most students skip the counting step and try to feel the subdivisions by instinct, and most of those students develop uneven rhythm. The spoken count forces the body to land each note at exactly the right moment. Once it becomes automatic, you will not need to say the syllables aloud, but the internal timing you build this way stays with you. The most common mistake with sixteenth notes is rushing. The gap between a quarter note and a sixteenth note is a ratio of 4 to 1, and at any tempo above slow the 4 slots fill up faster than the ear expects. The result is that beginners tend to crowd their sixteenth notes toward the front of the beat, turning an even 4-way split into something uneven. The fix is to keep the click steady and place the notes against it rather than ahead of it. Think of the beat as a fixed point in time, not a moving target you are chasing. The first sixteenth in a group lands on the beat, the last one lands just before the next beat. Nothing in that group reaches beyond its boundary. Practice by setting a slow metronome, speaking the syllables 1 E and R out loud, and only then playing. The voice controls the spacing, the fingers follow the voice. Speed comes later, the even spacing comes first. Reading a mixed passage is where the beam pattern earns its keep. When quarter notes, eighth notes, and sixteenth notes share the same bar, beamed groups mark the beat boundaries for you without your having to count every flag. A beam connecting for sixteenth notes tells you those for events fit inside one beat. A beamed pair of eighth notes tells you those 2 events fill one beat. An isolated quarter note tells you that single note takes 1 beat on its own. Your eye reads the groupings and your brain locates the beat, all before counting a syllable. That is why practiced readers move through unfamiliar rhythms so efficiently. They are reading groups, not individual flags. 1 group per beat. That simple rule keeps the beat visible even in very busy passages where the page is covered in sixteenth notes and the stem density is high. Look for the beam boundaries first, then count inside each group. There is one more shape worth knowing before you leave these 2 note values, the dot. Place a dot to the right of a note and you add half of that note's original value to its duration. A dotted quarter note is worth 1.5 beats, the original quarter beat, plus half of that, which is 1/8 note's worth. A dotted eighth note is worth 3/4 of a beat, the original eighth, plus half of that, which is 1/16 note's worth. These dotted values appear constantly in written music. The dotted quarter followed by 1/16 is one of the most common 2-note patterns in all of Western music, long short, long short. You will recognize it on sight once you know the arithmetic. 1 beat equals a dotted quarter plus 1/16. The dot is simply shorthand for writing a tied pair of notes. 1 flag or 2, beamed or separate, the rhythm is printed on the page in plain sight. An eighth note takes half a beat, 2 of them equal 1/4 note. A 16th note takes a quarter of a beat, 4 of them equal 1/4 note. Beam them together and the groups show you where the beats fall at a glance. The full table reads: whole note is 4 beats, half note is 2, quarter note is 1, eighth note is half a beat, and 16th note is a quarter of a beat. That is the complete hierarchy most music ever asks of you. 5 values. One consistent rule: each level is exactly half the one above. Knowing those 5 values and their ratios means you can work out any note duration from first principles, even in an unfamiliar piece at a tempo you have never played before. Add the dotted variants and you have covered the vast majority of rhythmic notation. Every one of those note shapes also has a silent twin, a rest of the same duration, the same position in the hierarchy, and its own distinct symbol. Rests are the subject of the next episode.